Hi children, today in this class I am going to teach you our first lesson in class 6 science, food and its components. We know that children, food is very primary need to us and it plays a major role in our life. Without food we are unable to do anything. We can't study, we can't run, we can't play. So all the animals need food to survive their lives. Okay, so that's why we need food. We know that the components of food. What is the meaning of component? The ingredient which are having in food, they are called components. It is called also nutrients. Okay. So, where does it comes? In our previous classes we learned that food gives us plants and animals. Plants and animals. So, plants and animals are depending on one to another for the food. So, we know that some students are interesting to take one kind of food always. They always want to eat the same kinds of such foods only. Do you think is it a good food habit? So absolutely it is not a right food habit. So let us know what is a complete food and what is a balanced diet. So now I am going to give you information about balanced diet. Some foods have some kinds of nutrients. The other food contains the remaining nutrients. If we take same kinds of nutrients in such foods, we may lost the other nutrients in remaining foods. What are having remaining foods? So that's why we need to take all the kinds of foods. So then it is called a balanced diet. If you take all kinds of food, then it is called a balanced diet. Okay children. Now I am going to tell you what nutrients a food contains. Food contains several types of nutrients such they are carbohydrates, proteins, fats, vitamins, minerals and fibers. So these are called nutrients and as also we called as components of food. Again I am going to tell you carbohydrates, proteins, fats, vitamins, minerals and fibers. So these are the major nutrients of food components. Again if we look into that, there are two types. Macronutrients and micronutrients. Nutrients are two types, macronutrients and micronutrients. So what are called macronutrients and what are called micronutrients? Now I am going to give you a definition of macronutrients. Our body need more amount of nutrients. Such nutrients are called macronutrients. Our body needs high amount of nutrients. So these are macronutrients. And then what are called micronutrients? So again our body needs less amount of nutrients. Less amount of nutrients are low amount of nutrients. They are called micronutrients. See, carbohydrates, proteins and fats are called macronutrients. Carbohydrates, proteins and fats are called macronutrients. Vitamins, minerals and fibers are called micronutrients. Okay. So again see, what are the sources of these nutrients? So which food contains carbohydrates and which food contains proteins and which food contains fats? So now I am going to give you about the information about these nutrients. So here we can see carbohydrates. We can also call carbohydrates as energy giving food, energy giving nutrients. The another name of carbohydrates are energy giving nutrients. So the sources of carbohydrates: rice, wheat and potato. Rice, wheat and potato, and some other food contains carbohydrates, and as well as proteins. Proteins are called body building food, body building or muscle building food. Okay, so the another name of proteins are body building nutrients. Body building nutrients are called as proteins. Again, the sources of proteins: egg, milk and meat. Egg, milk and meat and some other foods contains proteins. Now fats. If we need instant energy, the fats gives us instant energy. So producing heat and instant energy, they are fats. Then what are the sources of fats? So oil grains like groundnuts and ghee and some other oil food contains fats. Okay, let us see the sources of micronutrients. So here, vitamins. Vitamins are called protective food. Our organs, our sense organs like eyes are protected by the vitamins. So that's why vitamins are called protective nutrients. Sources of vitamins. So vegetables and fruits contains more vitamins. Vegetables and fruits contains more vitamins. And then see the other micronutrient, minerals. So minerals are called as life processes nutrient. Life processes nutrient. Digestive, nervous and reproductive systems. So these systems, these are called life processes skills. Excretory, respiratory and digestive. So these are the life process skills are conducted by the minerals. So again, the sources of minerals are vegetables and fruits. And then the last, the micronutrient, fibers. What are the uses of fibers? In our food, infrequent bowel movement. Food goes through the intestine to the anus or to the large intestine and the small intestine. So these fibers are helps to us to move food freely through them. So they are the sources of fibers are leafy vegetables and vegetables like ridge gourd and bendi. So these foods contains more fibers. So the infrequent bowel movement is called constipation. If we take more fiber food, so we can control this problem, constipation. Okay. In our daily life, we eat different kinds of foods like rice, idli, chapati, paratha and some other packaged foods like chocolates, biscuits and chips. Have you ever noticed a nutritional information table on the wrappers of chocolate or any food packaged food items? Okay, now I am going to show you a nutritional chart on the packaged food wrapper. Okay, so see, this is the chips pack. So in this chips pack, the company printed a nutritional chart on this wrapper. Nutritional chart on this wrapper. This nutritional chart tells about what nutrient contains this food, and this food or these chips made up of what nutrients are contained in these chips. So these chips are made up of carbohydrates 38.76 grams, sugars 0, and fats 42.04 grams. So like proteins, okay, so this proteins also 13.42 grams. So like this, every product, on every product, this nutritional chart and also expiry date also there, 6/2/2021 is the expiry date of this pack. So like when you are purchasing any packaged food item, you need to check, you must check this nutritional information and also the expiry date of this product. Okay children, and we can know easily which food contains which nutrient. So we can test nutrients by a simple experiments. So let us know how to test a starch or carbohydrates in a food. To test starch, test for starch. To test starchy food or starches in a food, we need some requirements. To test starches in a food, we need a dropper and test tube and also iodine solution. So here I have to prepare diluted iodine solution. So what is dilution? So here I have to add some water in the iodine solution. Still the iodine solution turns into light yellow color. So this is, here I have to prepare the iodine solution. Okay, and also the specimen food, what food we need to test. So here I have to take a sample of rice. Here now I am going to show you the test, how to test a starchy food. So take some diluted iodine solution. This is the diluted iodine solution. Take in dropper and add a few drops of iodine solution in the food material. So here you can observe the starch. This food contains starches. How can we say a food contains starches? If the food turns into blue color or a black color, dark blue or black color, then you can conclude that that food contains starch. So the rice is completely turned into dark blue color. So that's why we can say that rice is a starchy food. So like you can test any food item by using this equipment. Okay children. Now test for fats. Some foods like oil grains and some oily foods contains more fats. Then how can you test if that food contains fats or not? So it is also we can conduct by a simple experiment. So here for that I have to take a sample of ghee. So this sample of ghee we need to pour. We need to apply on a paper. So like now we have to rub the paper gently. See where I have applied. So we can observe this paper is turned. This paper is completely turned into transparent. So like this, if the paper turns into transparent, then we can say that food contains fats. So here in this experiment I have to apply some sample of ghee on the paper and I have to rub it gently. So you can observe where I have applied, this paper is turned into, this portion is turned into transparent. So that's why we can say that this ghee contains fats. Okay. So let us see how to test proteins in a food. It is also we can conduct by a simple experiment. So for that we need two types of solutions. They are 2% of copper sulfate solution, 2% of copper sulfate solution, copper sulfate CuSO4, and then 10% of sodium hydroxide solution, NaOH twice, okay. To test proteins we need to prepare 2% of copper, so we need to prepare 2% of copper sulfate solution and 10% of sodium hydroxide solution. So let us see how to prepare these solutions. To prepare 2% of copper sulfate solution, we need to take 2 grams of CuSO4 and dilute in 100 ml of water, water. So it gives 2% of CuSO4 solution. Then let us see how to prepare 10% of sodium hydroxide solution. So again same, we need to take 10 grams of NaOH twice, 10 grams of NaOH twice, and dilute this sodium hydroxide solution in 100 ml of water, and also it gives 10% of sodium hydroxide solution. Okay, our requirements are ready. 2% of copper sulfate solution and 10% of sodium hydroxide solution we have with you. So now how to test a food? So if our specimen is solid, then we have to take that food and mix in a blender, and then take a sample of food in a any test tube. Okay. So then add 2 drops of CuSO4 solution plus 10 drops of NaOH twice, two drops of CuSO4 solution and 10 drops of NaOH twice in a specimen. If the food turns into violet or a purple color, then we can say that food contains protein. Okay. So like this we can test starches, fats and proteins by a simple experiments. Thank you children.